U.S. economy is seeing small signs of hope in a new federal report. Data is showing nearly 187,000 new jobs created in July, a small dip from the month before. Economists say the less jobs created, the better, because it's showing a stable market. The unemployment rate is remaining pretty solid at 3.5%, which is not far off a half-a-century low. The Fed say the data is encouraging, but still not where it was before the pandemic. All right, well, with so many companies still looking for employees, navigating your next move may be a little difficult. So what today we're going to do, take the guesswork out. We've got Will Graham with Graham Personnel Services, Lee Howell and Fred Henry, both with GuilfordWorks. They're here to offer you job and resource help. So what we want you to do is we want you to text in your questions to our experts. The number right there at the bottom of your screen, 336-379-5775. We're going to answer those questions live on air. All right, so let's start with kind of a snapshot of what you guys are seeing when it comes to the jobs that are open and the companies that are hiring. Will, you're Graham Personnel Services. Just want to say that doesn't mean he's in Graham. He's all over the state and all over the nation. So what are you seeing when it comes to jobs?
Yeah, we're seeing our clients are still continuing to hire. I mean, I think overall we have almost 500 job openings here in the Triad area, whether that's Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, and Brown Summit. So companies are still hiring. They are starting to cool off a little bit, but we are still gaining jobs overall. And North Carolina is going to do much better than the rest of the United States. So we're sitting in a very good position.
All right, we do have a graphic that we're going to talk about in a little bit so that we can get into the nitty-gritty of your jobs, but we want to also do the snapshot of what GuilfordWorks is seeing just in Guilford County alone. So Fred, what's the snapshot there?
Yeah, piggyback on what Will said. I think we're seeing some of the same things, especially when you look at some of the manufacturing areas regarding machining and machine technicians. Companies are looking for folks with those skill sets, and we're trying to plug them in, but also there's a need in healthcare with the clinical and non-clinical positions.
All right, and so Lee, one of the things that you guys specialize in is not just placing people in jobs, but getting people ready. So let's talk about the calendar of events and the resources that you guys have.
Absolutely. So with August just starting, I did release my career readiness workshops for the month of August. So certain things that someone would need to be ready for whatever industry they're jumping into. Those career readiness workshops may look like build your resume. So of course, just making sure that we're touching on a lot of keywords that the job calls for within your resume. Job search techniques. So if you are doing your own job searches online, you can be mindful of what job scams and job schemes may look like. Interview basics, because of course, before you get the job, you do have to do that interview. And then last but not least, professional etiquette. So just knowing how to go to an interview, how to present yourself, in addition with being on the job, either your first day, your second day, or even your third year on the job.
All right, and so I'm seeing a lot of things on that calendar, and I'm seeing sometimes a lot of long hours, like 10 to 7, like working on your resume. That doesn't mean that you have to be there from 10 until 7 to work on your resume.
Absolutely not. So we do break up the full day of workshops. So usually from 10 to 11, we'll have the Build Your Resume workshop session. From 11 to 12, we'll have the job search techniques session. And then we'll take a break, because I know I usually do hold on to people for quite some time. When we come back from break at 12:30 to 1:30, we do the professional etiquette workshop, and then from 1:30 to about 2:15, we'll do the interview basics.
All right, so you can kind of pick and choose.
Exactly. So they don't have to come to the interview basics if they feel like they're proficient. If they just want to come and get some updated information on what to include on their resume, they can just come to the resume workshop.
Right, because what we all put on our resume 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, is probably not the same as what we need to be putting on it now.
Absolutely not. Number one thing, do not put your physical address on your resume, just the city and state.
Just the city and state, and also probably your email. Do you you put on your Facebook, your Instagram, and that kind of thing?
Definitely not Facebook, definitely not Instagram. I will say if you have a LinkedIn profile, as long as you are active on that platform, then you can put that link on there if you feel comfortable. In addition to if you have a professional blog or a professional portfolio that you would like to showcase to an employer.
Okay, this is good to know. All right, so Will, let's go back to the snapshot and really looking at the graphic that shows like all the different kinds of jobs that are out there. You said there's about, what, 400 to 500?
Yeah, it just kind of ranges between 400 and 500 all through your viewing area, really. So what I listed here is what we call our manufacturing and logistics job openings. So pickers and packers, we have almost about 120 of those job openings in the Triad. clerical professional jobs, about 80 of those openings. Maintenance techs in different industries, almost 30 of those, really varying in niche and skill. Supervisors, managers, accounting, finance, metal fabrication, engineering, and also material handlers and assemblers, which you see in a lot of logistic firms, as well as forklift drivers, and even a large hiring for sewers in Winston-Salem, and then a lot of material handlers in Asheboro as well.
All right, so you have some jobs that are like very specific with certain skill sets for sure.
Yes. I mean, certainly we have some jobs that kind of anyone and everyone can do. And then we have some jobs that are going to require certain acronyms and a certain amount of history, employment history in A, B, and C.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Fred, let's take a look at your snapshot as well for GuilfordWorks. And I know that you guys can then help get some of those people some of those licenses and acronyms and things of that nature.
Yes, so what you see here is basically a snapshot of some of the things through the Department of Commerce of companies that are hiring and some of the positions they're hiring for. You see a strong demand for education. We're coming across the start of the school year, and some of the K through 12s and the universities and community colleges are starting, so there's some instructional needs there. But still, when we look across the board, there are needs in healthcare, the advanced manufacturing, some of those sectors. So we are here to assist folks if they need to upskill, to get credentials or skills in certain occupations across the board. We can assist with that also.
All right, and it's one of those things where people can actually go on the GuilfordWorks site and be able to kind of see that snapshot.
Exactly. Yeah, you can go to our website and kind of see what's taking place within the Gifford County, the Piedmont Triad region. Also, there's a connection with NCWorks. So if you're looking for employment, you can register with ncworks.gov, put in your information. Companies are able to look at your information to reach out to you. But also there are all the connections regarding labor market information and just some of the things that we see in trends that's taking place within our region.
Okay. All right. So, Lee, you already dropped some knowledge on us about, hey, don't include your Facebook, your Instagram, and don't include your address on your resume. There are some hiring events that are coming up. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the summer event.
Yes, so a summer hiring event that we have coming up at our High Point office, which is located at 607 Idle Street. We're going to have certain employers such as FedEx, Boxboard, U.S. Enhanced Personnel Service, in addition to First Stop Medical Lab Solutions, and the list is growing. We're continuing to work to get a lot of employers at this event, so that is going to be on August 16th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our High Point office, again, which is 607 Idle Street in High Point, North Carolina.
All right, so we've got the graphic up now, and that's the summer hiring event, August the 16th, again, 11 until 3. And this is one of those things where it is in person.
Yes, absolutely. In person, no virtual.
Okay, and so should people be bringing their resume? And if they don't have a resume ready, they do have some time to come to GuilfordWorks and get that done.
Absolutely. So just checking out my career readiness workshop, as Fred alluded to earlier, if you are registered on the NCWorks website, so ncworks.gov, there's a ton of things that you can do throughout the website once you create an account.
Okay.
Certain things would be looking for jobs, and you can also go ahead and register for my upcoming workshops.
All right, we're going to talk about that when we come back after the break. We'll be back in just a minute.